Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Friday. Yay, Friday. It's almost the weekend. Everybody excited? Got big plans for the weekend? I know we're just doing house stuff, and it's cold out. Like Mama Badger went tonight to Twisted Fork for line dancing, and it's chilly out there. She's got like a hoodie and stuff on. It's, I think, in the 50s, which is chilly for Florida. Anyway, her and Neve just went to do that, so I thought I'd get my video shot for today, and then I can go in and get some racing on. So that is the plan anyway. So today's video is about the Wrecked Rider Fund. I don't know how many of you know about it or don't know about it, so I'm just going to tell you all about it so that everybody knows about it. And if you already know about it, then you can share this with somebody that doesn't know about it, then they will know about it. Do you understand? All right, guys. So first thing I want to do is tell you what recently happened. So over the past like 4 weeks between hurricanes and cruises and all that fun stuff, we got 17 Wrecked Rider applications. Unfortunately, we didn't have the funds to pay all 17 Wrecked Riders. The way it works is we have a national fund and then we have state funds. So each state that we have a sport bikers group in has its own fund. And when money is raised in that state, it stays in that state. So sometimes we may have money for Arkansas and need a rec in Illinois, and unfortunately we don't have that money in the national fund. If we don't have the money in the state fund, then we look in the national fund. If the national fund has the money, it'll cover the state. But in this case, we had used up all the national fund and we just didn't have any extra. So rather than just declining all the applications, which is essentially what we had to do, Angie devised a plan to put some chats. You might have seen them. She put chats in the groups that needed to raise money for Wrecked Riders, these particular Wrecked Riders. So I believe she did it in Ohio and Virginia and where else? Pennsylvania. And all three of those chats raised $200, so we got to pay out that Wrecked Rider Fund. We have one going in Illinois right now, and we're putting them up as we tackle these Wrecked Riders. But that being said, there are a few different things you can do on the Wrecked Rider Fund. You, of course, can just make a donation, sportbikers.com, easy peasy. You can become a member. So membership means that you basically make a recurring donation every month, month after month, and that goes into either the state you pick or the national fund, whichever one you choose. But that's a recurring donation that goes in every month, and we pull that money from that fund. Now, one of the things that sets us apart from the majority of other charities out there is we have no overhead, no admin costs. So the only expenses we have is our software. And then, of course, if they charge a fee for the credit cards, we have that expense. But otherwise, we have no employees. All the marketing is paid for by the Badgers. All of the employee time is also paid for by us. So if Mom has to work on the charity all day, or Angie does, or myself, there is no pay coming from the charity to pay us. That is being paid by the Badgers. So wasn't a very important thing. We want as much money as we take in to be able to go out and help the biker community. Now, guys, we just launched this in April. And I am not sure the full count of how many of the Wrecked Rider Fund applications that we've approved and sent out checks, but you guys have seen the posts, you've seen the videos, and we've been able to help out quite a few. And then on top of the Wrecked Rider Fund, we also have the Support a Biker. So Support a Biker is essentially like GoFundMe, except it's for bikers. The reason we use this is we had no way of verifying GoFundMes, so we wanted a way to make sure that a GoFundMe or a Support a Biker was valid before we put it in the groups. Because the last thing we want is for you guys to be donating to something and then figure out that that something is not legitimate. Right? That kind of puts egg on our face. Even though we try to do our best, we would never mislead you knowingly. Still, we wanted to prevent that. So this was one way to do that. Also, all of the directors in our group, they all know that if they see a Support a Biker, then they don't have to worry about trying to kick it out of the group, figure out if it's legit, all that. Basically, they can let it roll. So we have Support a Biker. So if you know of anybody that is that's a biker that's wanting to raise money. Now, raising money for Support a Biker can be for anything. If you have a house fire, if you have a car accident, if your kid's going in for surgery, anything the Support a Biker can be used for. The Wrecked Rider Fund is only for motorcycle accidents. It's not to be used for anything else, just motorcycle accidents. My nose itches. What does that mean? But anyway, that is the programs we currently have in place. And we really appreciate, if you look at the end of this video, you're going to see the members. Those are the people that donate every month. So you can see them at the end of this. I'd like to thank them for their dedication. And some of them have been on board since day one of helping us raise money and support bikers. The other thing is, guys, I just want to throw this out here. If you ride a motorcycle, do not count on charities or lawyers or GoFundMes to make you whole again. You have to make sure that you have adequate insurance. Buy insurance for you, not for the other person. What I mean by that is, don't be like, well, how much money am I going to pay Bill if I run into Bill? That's great to have, but what you need to know is if I run into Bill or Bill runs into me and he doesn't have enough insurance, how do I cover me? That's what you really got to look at, because trust me, Bill isn't out there going, man, I sure hope I have enough money to cover the guy on the motorcycle. They're not. A lot of times they're running minimums. Minimum can be like $25,000. $25,000 will barely get you to the hospital, let alone any care or anything that you need. So when you're buying insurance, you need to be buying insurance for yourself and not worried so much about the other person. But make sure you're covered 100%. Every scenario. Driving down a dirt road, deer hops out in front of you, are you covered? Driving down a dirt road, hit some gravel, slide in the ditch, are you covered? Somebody runs into you, you run into somebody else. All those scenarios. Ask your insurance agent and make sure they've got you covered. Anyway, guys, that's it. Off the soapbox. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.